Kia ora, my name is Harrison Keefe, and I've lived all over Aotearoa, venturing from Hawke's Bay to Wellington to Picton to Stewart Island. One of my favourite cities I've ever lived in is the city I want to talk about today, and that is the almighty Palmerston North. Located in the eastern Manawatu Plains is Palmy North with a population of over 90,000 people. Whew. She's a big city, man. She's a big city. And I know what you're thinking. Palmerston North, man, all I hear is good stuff about that place. You're goddamn right. And I'm going to tell you 5 of those good things today in this video, which might convince you to move to Palmerston North. Number 1, Palmy has this absolutely beautiful garden walk-through kind of area, smack bang in the middle of the city centre, which we like to call the big square clock, because there is a big square clock in the big square, but it's also a big square and a clock. So the locals, like myself and others, would usually call it the big square clock. Other people would just call it a footpath with a bit of grass on it. But nah, it's our park, it's our heart, it's the heart of the city. And it was originally called the Garden City, but Christchurch took that name, and we were disgusted in it, but we're like, all right, you know, have it if you want, because we've got lots of great things over here, so have it. We'll call it the big square clock. And it's a mean-ass spot to hang out. You can have a smoko. You can just walk laps around it. Sometimes on the weekend, like me and the boys, like we will just walk laps around it. And then, you know, every 3 laps we'll turn the other way and be like, oh, I'm bored, and then we'll switch around and we go, oh, yeah, oh, here we go. Now things are picking up. Oh, there we go. Now we're going left. Oh, look at that. And man, we do it all day, like Saturdays usually. Church on a Sunday, but Saturday, just lapping round the big square clock. So if you're going through Palmy, make sure you get out of your car and you walk through that square. And it's one of those squares that you'll almost just get lost in it. Like, not because it's big, it's tiny, but you'll get lost in the beauty of it. And that's the special thing about it. Number 2, Palmy has the meanest mall, okay? And like, I know what you're thinking, man, there's so many cool malls all around New Zealand. Like, this one has to be special. And like, it's so special. Like, it's like so mean I can't even think about why it's so mean, but it's just like so mean. Like, what's in it? Fuck, what's in there? So much shit's in there. Like, it's a big deal over there. Like, you got your Maccas. Oh, we got like donuts in there. 2 degrees in there. Like, if you want a cell phone, you go to the mall and it's like a phone shop there. Amazon, the surfing shop. Not very busy shop because there's not really anywhere to surf in Palmy, but nah, me and the boys will just go on the weekend and whack some boards, you know. It's pretty mean. Like, it's just a bit of fun, you know. Your B&Zs, your ASBs, like mean transactional kind of stuff happens in there. I don't think other malls in Aotearoa have this, but like the Palmy Mall's this mean that it has a countdown in the mall. Pfft, how nuts is that? To be like, yeah, you know, what else can we just chuck in to make this mall the best mall ever? Oh, a countdown. We've got a fucking countdown in there. It's massive. Like, all your stuff you can get in the countdown. The fruit, the veg, the produce, the snacks, the drinks, the meats, like everything is in that countdown. It's probably, if I had to pick a favorite shop in the mall, it would probably be Countdown. Oh, it goes off. It's so busy. It's pumping. It's always busy, that shop too. JJ's, yes, JJ's is the best. Like, so many good fucking hookups in JJ's. Lots of graphic tees if you're into that, like the old like Rick and Morty's and the SpongeBob's. Like, oh, tie-dye shit as well, like tie-dye shirts that have Adventure Time on the front, or like tartan socks and like, you know, like Baby Yoda backpacks and stuff. It's funny, JJ's has been around for years, but it's like still so fucking like scucks. Like, it's such a, it'll just never get old, you know. Like, the more I grow up, the more I get into it. It's JJ's mean. Number 3, Palmy is the home of Massey University. Well, one of the Massey universities, and it is such a mean uni to go to. Like, whenever I see the ads on Facebook or TV, I always send it to my mates and go, yo, we should all meet up and we should go to the Massey. None of them have wanted to go to Massey. So I haven't gone yet, but I'd love to go to Massey because it's a mean place for students. Lots of people I know go to Palmy for uni because it's so fucking cheap. It's so cheap to live there. So being a uni student, it's mean. Like, parts of it are mean. The rent's mean. Like, my mate lives there and he pays, I think he pays like 140. Yeah, 140, 100 a fortnight. That's what it means. So like, yeah, $100 a fortnight. Fuck, it's stinger in a good way, you know. Piss cheap there, man, far out. But like, there's not a lot to do when you're not at uni, is the only thing. So like, when you're at uni, it's, you know, it's like school. We haven't really got any clubs to go to, like town on a Saturday night is non-existent. The alcohol shops only sell tui and export. That's all they sell. No like RTDs or whatever, so that's pretty shit. You really come out of Palmy feeling like a bit of a farmer on the old beersies, you know. Like everyone walks out of Palmy with a beer belly. That's just a given. It's kind of like, it's in the Palmy regional anthem that we sing every Monday at school. It's that you walk out with a beer belly looking like a farmer llama. That's like towards the end of the song, and it's kind of translating to when you leave Palmy, you walk out looking like a farmer with a beer belly. Best part of the song. Number 4, Palmy has the biggest, bestest rugby museum in Aotearoa. The biggest one there is. Even better than the Mad Butcher's Rugby Museum. And it just annoys me how like people think that, you know, oh, I'm a big fan, I watch them on the TV on Saturdays. It's like, nah, shut up. Like, you're not. Like, my family, huge fans. Like, we'd be at that museum like every weekend. Church on a Sunday morning, museum on an arvo noon. Like, we go church rugby, that's all it is. Man, and like, I reckon I've walked around that museum, I want to say 300 times. I walked around and looked at everything, and you just see something new every time. And it's got the best artifacts in there. You can see the first ever fern in the rugby museum, like the plant, like the fern. They've like suctioned it in and they put it in glass. You can see the very first fern ever made in New Zealand. The oldest All Blacks rugby jersey, which was actually the first ever All Blacks rugby jersey. It's a few hundred years old, but it's a bit munted now. It's a bit munted. Now it's just a collar. It's just a white collar with a button hanging out of it. But it's the oldest ever All Blacks jersey, so like, shit. God, you get teary thinking about it. Like, it's pretty, ooh. Sorry. Oh, yeah. It's just pretty special. I just love that our rugby museum in Palmy just really keeps all the heritage alive in there. Wow. You know, some people just look past it and go, oh, it's a fucking collar with a loose button. And it's like, no, that's the first ever All Blacks rugby jersey. Thank you very much. Get out. Yeah, it's just like some people have no respect for the game, you know. And Dan Carter's rugby boots are in there. Yeah, not just a pair, like every pair he's ever had. He came to the museum one day and said, you know what, fuck it. Instead of just throwing my rugby boots away when I'm done with them, I'll donate them to you guys because you guys fucking love them for some reason. And we're like, yes, please. And so after every season, he just comes and like dumps his boots in there, and we're just like, oh, such a cool day when he comes and does that. He doesn't even leave the car anymore. He just throws them out the window and goes, fucking take that. And we're like, oh, thank you, Dan, thank you. It's so cool. And then his prized possessions, like they're all in glass cases. The only downside is that they fucking stink. Number 5, the last best thing about Palmy is that it is the perfect place to stop for a piss and a spit. The perfect place to stop for a piss and a spit. That's what we're known for. Now, you might have thought I said piss and shit. No. A piss, because it's great, you know, if you're heading down south, you're heading to Wellington, anywhere that way, like, it's the perfect stopover. You can walk through the big clock square area, you know, go through the mall a bit, go to the countdown, quickly pop over to the rugby museum, and within all of that, you can take a piss. It's a classic, you know. You go for a piss and you go, oh, might as well walk around this place while I'm here. It's perfect for that. And while you're at it, spit. Take a spit on the floor, you know, because you drive and you're having a bit of a roadie and you don't want to spit in the car. You're like, oh, I'm not waiting till Wellington so I can spit. So you're like, oh, well, luckily we just pulled into Palmy, do it here. And you're like, yes, thank God I can do it now. So it's a great spot to jump out of the car, take a piss, take a spit. Sometimes people don't even use the toilets. I barely do. I would literally just be, you know, at the lights. And I'm like, well, it's rude to piss in the car. May as well do it at the lights. And I'll fucking whip it out, take a piss, spit on the floor while I'm at it, and the cars are honking. In any other city, people will be like honking like, fuck you, but in Palmy, they're like, legend. So yeah, Palmy, man, what a place to be. If you were considering moving to Palmy, I hope that helped you lock in your definite answer that you should move there. And if you've never considered moving to Palmy, you should definitely move there. That's only 5 points I brought up. I could talk about Palmy for days. Go to Palmy, go check it out, go stay there if you want, go live there if you want. It's a great place to be. All right, thank you so much for watching the video. I'll talk to you soon.